7 years ago, we had our roof replaced in North Scottsdale. It's a concrete tile roof. And when they did the valleys, they replaced the metal and everything. But they butted the concrete tiles right up to each other, maybe like a minimal, like a half-inch gap or less, So a couple of years after that, my wife became a realtor for a home builder. And in the course of her training, she was told that the roof, you should have like a 4-inch gap in the valley so that leaves and other material don't collect in the valley and can cause a backup if you have a hard rain. So I contacted the roofer, and then he said, well, he would come back, with a saw, and he would saw back the concrete tiles to create the gap that I wanted. But he does the homes in the style of the rest of the house in the tract, and they were all butted up. They didn't have like a gap in the roof valley.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
We run into that at times, and one of the items that we mandate in all of our replacements of roofs that we do for tile is we use what's called a 5-rib valley metal. And what that does is it has literally little ribs to the profile of the metal, which when it builds up, that debris builds up. If there were not those ribs in it, then it would allow for that damming to take place, and then it will start pushing off of the metal, and then that's when it's trying to find a penetration point. But when you do put this in, it does help alleviate that with that ribbed metal. But your point is well taken. The main thing that I would point out here is the maintenance of the roof. Again, people just don't seem to think about it, but we provide like a checklist for people to use on their roof for an annual inspection. And one of the items is make sure you're trimming your trees back so that you're not getting that material and that dust and buildup to get in there. And with the monsoon, as you recall, we just had some pretty significant storms come through with a lot of dust and not a lot of rain until the very end. And what that did is the dust would collect, and then the rain hit, and it just solidified it into kind of a muddy paste, and that all stayed up on a lot of the roof. So getting that off and making sure your valleys are free of debris is very important.
Now, he did not mention the name of his roofer, and I appreciate that. But the fact that the roofer did it to match the rest of the homes in the subdivision, I think says something for the roofer.
I would agree with that.
And then the fact that the roofer said, I'll come back and cut it if you want, says something about the roofer. I would probably just be extra vigilant on my landscaping and keep the roof clean. And I might just not have the roofer cut that back.
I think I would agree with that.
Okay.
If you're more diligent in that aspect of the maintenance, then it shouldn't ever become an issue. And I would say that if that was our estimator that had gone out there or our roofing company, I would hope that we would have said, look, we see all of the tiles are butted. We're recommending a little bit of a gap for that flow, and let them make sure they make that decision up front.
Yeah. You got a nasty old silk oak tree. They're the dirtiest, nastiest trees on the planet overhanging your house. Well, then you might want to cut it. But if you've got managed landscaping up off your roof, you're not dealing with a lot of leaf debris and clutter. I'd probably just maintain the roof.
Agreed.
Closely and let it be the way it is.